chocolate cupcake with blueberry frosting. Hi, I'm Anupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I am here with another set of new recipes specially for the newlyweds. Yes, these recipes are for the newlyweds who have to actually impress their guests, their family members, and also have to be successful in their own mind, thinking that okay, I can do something really nice. And the recipe that I'm going to show you right now is a cupcake. Now, cupcake is something that you can make any day, on the day when you're not feeling too good, maybe you're feeling a little low, or you have a small party at home or any other function and you want to make a cupcake. This is the recipe. It's a chocolate cupcake, but I'm going to frost it with some blueberries. Yes, blueberries all of us love. I love the most, I feel. And it's a simple recipe. Just follow the ingredients to the T. Do not make any changes because this is a tried and tested recipe. Just make it the way I am making it and you are sure to love it. Come on, let's see the ingredients that we need to make a chocolate cupcake with blueberry frosting. Yes, interesting name and super interesting recipe. So, to make this, what do we need? For the cupcake, we would need butter, sugar, eggs, baking powder, refined flour, cocoa powder, vanilla essence, and for the frosting, we would need some more butter, icing sugar, some blueberries. So, before you start making any muffin, any cake, preheat your oven. So, in this case, you will need the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. And what I am going to do is, I have a nice silicone muffin tray. So, for this I am not going to grease it. In case you are not using a silicone baking tray, then you have to grease it, whether it is aluminum or any other material. Nicely grease it with butter and dust some refined flour in it, so that the muffin comes out nice and clean. So, if you take so much of efforts to make the muffin, do not be lazy to not grease your muffin molds. If they are muffin molds, cupcake mold, whatever that you call it, if they are silicone, you don't need to do it at all. So, to start off with, I am using an electric beater. You can use whatever beater you want. In case you have all the energies to do it by your hand and a wooden spoon, fair enough, please do it. So, to start off with, we will take some butter followed by some sugar. The sugar that I am using is castor sugar. So, sugar and butter together, and what I will do is I will add some vanilla essence to this, and we have to cream this. This mixture has to be creamed really well till it becomes light and fluffy. So, when or how would you know that mixture is right enough for us to move ahead? What you will see is that the butter, which is currently yellow in color, will go slightly creamish. It will become a little lesser yellow in color because of the addition of sugar and air. You will find it is going whiter. It may not go absolutely white, but we have to cream this till it goes lighter. So, you will automatically see once we do this. Okay. So, while this is creaming, this is yet to go lighter. You have to first remove this, and in case there is any butter or sugar which is at the sides of the bowl, you need to just get this out and bring it into the center of the bowl and start creaming once again. Okay, so here you go. See this? Nice, light and fluffy. Now we have to add an egg one at a time. Please be very patient while making this. If you end up adding all the eggs at one time or 2 eggs at a time, you will have this entire mixture split, because when you add the egg, you have to again beat it well till it gets incorporated into the butter mixture, and it further enhances, or rather it further aerates the batter, which means there is a lot of air which is getting incorporated. So, this entire process takes time and you have to be very patient. Do one at a time. So, after you add in 1 egg, you beat it for another 10 minutes. So, similarly, we are going to be adding in 4 eggs. So, it is going to take a while, but like I said, I am going to be very patient enough because I am really imagining a lovely fluffy muffin. What I am imagining right now is a lovely rich chocolatey cupcake. So, here goes in the egg. If you were to do this with an electric hand beater, you have to follow the same process, just that I am using a blender which is like this. If you are using an egg beater, do the same thing, one egg, beat it well for at least 5 to 7, okay fine, 10 minutes. After that, add in the next egg. Just keep on beating it, gather the sides, put it back into the bowl and keep on creaming this. Now you have to do this till we end up adding all the 4 eggs. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so this is the mixture of eggs, butter and sugar. You see how much it has risen, or you see it's gone so fluffy and so nice, but now we shouldn't waste much time. What we have to do is we have to sieve flour, cocoa powder and some baking powder into this mixture. So we do it all together. When you sieve flour or cocoa powder together, what happens is firstly you mix in together and secondly you get rid of any impurities in this flour or the cocoa powder. You just have to fold the mixture carefully. See this, the way I am folding in is known as a cut and fold method. So whatever is at the base, in case there is any dry flour left at the base of this bowl, also gets mixed in well. The butter and the eggs take care of the moisture that is needed to make this cake rich. So we don't need to add any milk, water or any other liquid to this. Just that the entire aeration or the entire creaming process of the butter, sugar first, and then by adding eggs have to be done very patiently, like I initially mentioned. So this batter is done. Now all that we have to do is take a piping bag like this. And how much ever that you can fill in the batter, please do that. Make sure you fill the bag to its optimum level. Just take a pair of scissors or a knife and just cut. Now what you have to do, fill in the batter, make sure that the batter doesn't touch the edges. We need nice clean cupcakes. You can also put in a paper cup in this. Now after you've done this, give a light dab to the mold so that the batter settles in well, and you have to get rid of the tiny air pockets in case there are any left within the batter. That is the only reason why you do this. I haven't filled the batter up to the edge of this cupcake mold. Is for the simple reason that the cake is now going to rise and it will almost come to the level of this, or it may even go higher. So we will bake this for about 25 minutes, and after that we will check. In case if the batter is still quite runny, we will bake it for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so the batter has gone into a hot preheated oven. What do we do now? Now we have to make the frosting. The frosting, what is frosting? Frosting is basically another term for the word icing. So we are going to do a buttercream icing and put some blueberries in that. Wow! So here I have some butter and I have some powdered sugar, and what I have here is some canned blueberries. If you have fresh blueberries, just lightly crush it in a mixie or with a mortar pestle and just put all of it in this, and you will have this lovely frosting. Let's make it. We will first need to sieve some icing sugar. So this way we have managed to sieve the entire icing sugar. Now to this we have to add in the flavoring, which is blueberry, but we will add that later. Let's first add in the butter. And now this has to be creamed well. Again we will cream this till this becomes lighter in color, for which you may have to use an electric beater like this. I feel cupcake is something that is very much in fashion these days. Right from kiddos to the elder people at home enjoy having it, And nowadays you get like these tiny cupcakes to little bigger ones and to even the nice big cupcakes. So it's up to you. In case you have people at home who do not eat too much of sugar, make the small one which is like about a bite size. So it gives you a satisfaction that you've eaten a cupcake and also a satisfaction that you've not eaten too much of sugar. So both ways you have addressed the issue. One is the fact that you've actually eaten a nice rich cupcake, and of course keeping your calories in control. So this is today's variation where we've made a chocolate cupcake and frosting it with blueberries. You can do it vice versa. You can make a plain vanilla cupcake with some blueberries in that and pipe it up with some other frosting. You can also do a chocolate frosting a similar way where you add in some cocoa powder to this mixture. So you have this nice dark chocolate mixture in this, and of course there is the whipped cream, which is also one of the toppings which are used these days. Whipped cream can be mixed or blended with some strawberry. You can also put in some kiwi syrup or a kiwi pulp or any other fresh fruit pulp that you have at home, and you can make your frosting ready. So these are two different combinations, and with these two recipes you can actually make hundreds of cupcakes with hundreds of different toppings. Okay, so coming back to our frosting, I have some butter which is still on the sides of the bowl. So you have to gather all of this into the bowl like this, and we'll once again cream it. Okay, you see this? So when we started off, this mixture was yellow, and now once the frosting is ready, it's gone creamish. So this is when we know that it's so tasty. So this is when we know that the entire frosting is ready, and now it can go on the cake. But our cake is still in the oven. Once it comes out, it will cool completely, and then after it has cooled, we will do our frosting. But in the meanwhile, we can make everything ready and keep, and then once it is cooled, we'll pipe it up and we'll all eat it. I'm sure we won't have time to actually store it somewhere or refrigerate it for a while, because people at home are so impatient ki cake kab banega, cake kab banega. Once it is ready, I'm sure there will be people who line up. In case you have a big family, you will have people lining up, give it to me, mujhe de do, mujhe de do. If that's the case, you'll be very happy, because this cake is going to come out really nice, and I am myself quite happy with the way I see it in the oven, because right now it is looking just perfect. I think another 10 to 12 minutes more and the cake will be out. I'll cool it, and then you and me together we will do the frosting. So right now let's add some blueberries to this. These are canned. What I'll do is I'll add some in the frosting and some we will also do as a topping. So in case while this is getting blended, if they get crushed, no problem, it will only add flavor. Oh, lovely. So this is light pink in color, no problem, because the blueberries have got crushed. It has added all its flavor to the frosting. I am just getting very impatient, which should not be the case. You have to be patient enough for the cupcakes to come out, then we'll frost it and then we'll eat it. So it is going to take some time, but let's build up the pressure also at home. Let's keep this frosting aside and wait for the cupcakes to come out. Okay, so you see my tiny cupcakes are out of the silicone. So I had some batter remaining with me, which I have put in another silicone mold, but these are like rose shaped cakes. I'll just demold this and show you. Oh, lovely. Okay, you see this? Such beautiful looking cupcakes. You see how beautiful it is? Wow. It's quite hot, you can see the steam, but you see the texture, it is so rich. You can even serve it just like this without any frosting. So this I will leave it to you, the way you want to make it, please do it. Well, this is my cake with the remaining batter, but let's come back to our mini cupcakes, and here is the frosting with some blueberries. Okay, so now let's take another piping bag with a star nozzle. The piping bag is ready, and so is the cupcake. Hold the cupcake, it's not warm, it's absolutely at room temperature, and pipe. Isn't it so cute? So these are my cute looking cupcakes. Follow the recipe and you are going to get amazing results at home. Like I said, you, your family members, everybody is going to love it. If you have any recipe suggestions for me or anyone else on this channel, please let us know. We'll be very happy to address all your issues. And of course, about this recipe, make this recipe just the way I have made it and you will love it.